Some people move through life barely noticing what's happening around them. Days pass, moments blur, and they rarely stop to question what they're feeling or why things unfold the way they do. But then there are others, people who notice everything. They sense shifts in energy before a single word is spoken. They feel when something is wrong even when everything looks fine on the surface. They question reality instead of blindly accepting it. And if you're watching this, there's a strong chance you've always felt this way too. Not better than others, not superior, just different. For most of your life you may have wondered why. Why do you think so deeply when others seem content not to? Why do emotions hit you so intensely? Why does noise drain you while silence feels strangely alive? Why does your mind never fully shut off, even when you try to rest? Today we're answering that question, not with fantasy, not with empty motivation, but by connecting science and spiritual truth in a way that finally makes sense. Because the level of awareness you were born with is not random. Science shows that human brains do not process reality the same way. Some brains are wired to filter information aggressively, blocking out anything unnecessary. Others are wired to absorb more. Highly aware individuals tend to have nervous systems that are more sensitive to detail. Their brains show stronger activity in areas related to perception, pattern recognition, and emotional processing. In simple terms, your mind takes in more data than most people's minds do. While others automatically tune out background signals, your system keeps them active. Facial microexpressions, emotional undercurrents, changes in tone, inconsistencies between words and behavior, all of it registers. This is why crowded places feel exhausting, why constant stimulation overwhelms you, why you need solitude to reset. You're not overthinking. Your system is processing more input all the time. Science calls this high sensory processing sensitivity. Spiritual traditions call it expanded awareness. Different language, same reality. Most people survive by narrowing their perception. You survive by expanding it. But here's what no one tells you early on. Awareness feels heavy before it feels powerful. As a child, you probably felt misunderstood. You may have been told you were too sensitive, that you thought too much, that you took things too seriously. But sensitivity was never weakness. It was information. Your nervous system picked up emotional inconsistencies long before you had words to explain them. You felt tension in rooms. You sensed when people were hiding pain. You noticed when actions didn't match words. That creates confusion early in life. You knew something was off, but no one validated it. So instead of trusting your awareness, you learned to suppress it. And when awareness is suppressed, it turns inward: anxiety, mental fatigue, emotional exhaustion. Not because awareness is wrong, but because it was never explained. Science confirms this too. When perceptive individuals lack emotional validation, the brain stays in a constant state of alert. Spiritually, this is often described as awakening without guidance. It's uncomfortable, it's isolating, but it's not permanent. As you grow, awareness begins to show its real nature. You don't just notice events, you notice patterns. You see repeating cycles in relationships. You recognize behaviors before they fully play out. You sense where situations are heading long before others do. Small talk feels empty. Surface-level living feels unfulfilling. You crave meaning, not distraction. Your mind naturally zooms out. While others focus on what is happening, you're tuned into why it's happening. From a scientific perspective, this is advanced pattern recognition and long-term cognitive mapping. From a spiritual perspective, it's the foundation of wisdom. This is why you often feel ahead of your environment. Not smarter, not superior, just more aware. And that awareness causes you to outgrow people, places, and identities faster than expected. This is also why silence affects you differently. Most people are uncomfortable with silence, you're drawn to it. Science explains this simply. Silence reduces external input, allowing internal processing to rise. For someone with heightened awareness, silence isn't empty, it's rich. Your intuition becomes clearer, your thoughts organize themselves, emotional clarity returns. Spiritually, silence is not absence, it's alignment. That's why you feel restored after being alone. Why your mind clears when everything slows down. Why insights arrive when distractions disappear. Noise keeps most people distracted from themselves. Silence introduces you to yourself. And once you experience that clarity, it's impossible to unfeel it. Here's the harder truth. Awareness separates you before it empowers you. You may feel out of place, uninterested in shallow goals, disconnected from what society defines as success. That's because awareness changes values. You stop chasing validation. You stop needing approval. You stop measuring life the way you were taught. This phase can feel lonely, but it's necessary. Nature separates those with awareness early so they don't lose themselves trying to fit in. Psychologically, this is individuation. Spiritually, it's initiation. You are being pulled inward before being expressed outward. Across cultures and traditions, the same truth appears again and again. Some people are born observers before they become leaders. Some are born feelers before they become guides. Some are born aware before they become impactful. Awareness is not meant to impress, it's meant to understand, and understanding is the foundation of healing, guidance, truth, and influence. You were not born with this level of awareness to suffer. You were born with it to see clearly, but clarity requires patience. That's why life likely tested you more than others. Emotionally, mentally, socially, awareness without resilience collapses under pressure. So life strengthens your nervous system through challenge, through loss, through confusion, not as punishment, but as preparation. And then something shifts. Awareness stops feeling heavy. You stop absorbing everything and start choosing what matters. You build boundaries. You trust your intuition. You conserve energy. Suddenly you're calm when others panic. You see through manipulation. You move with clarity instead of urgency. This is awareness integrated. This is where science and spirituality meet. A regulated nervous system guided by intuition. If you recognize yourself in this message, understand this clearly. You were not born with heightened awareness by accident. Nature doesn't over-equip without intention. And if you see these patterns within yourself, it means nature has chosen you, not to blend in, but to see clearly. Your role is not noise, your role is clarity. Your awareness is not a burden, it's a responsibility. If this resonated with you, comment "I am chosen" and follow Divine Chosen One.